That's my mother-freaking captain! Quinn Hughes, everybody, is your 2023-2024 Norris winner. Oh, let's just let that settle into silence for a little bit, baby. Quinn Hughes has gotten the trophy. And look, I'm gonna say this, I wasn't actually watching the presentation nor the awards show. I do know who won because, it's all on Twitter. I had some errands to run, so I had to quickly leave the house, come back down, and look, the entire hour's worth of programming of the NHL awards was just one that flew over my cuckoo's nest. Now, of course, there were some other awards that happened. Connor Bedard won the Calder. Is that surprising? Nate Mack won the Hart Trophy and the Lindsay, which I think wasn't really too surprising either. Connor Hellebuyck won the Vezina, which I think many people were expecting to see. But Quinn Hughes winning the Norris was the one that I wanted to make a video about here, because sure, while it was expected, this is just so vindicating to see it finally go down as the first season of the Vancouver Canucks captaincy reign that is Quinn Hughes. He was named captain on September 11th, 2023. And I know that very particularly off the top of my head because firstly, I was at Harrison Hot Springs when he was announced as the captain, and secondly, it's because it was on 9/11. But either way, Quinn Hughes ended up getting everything that he could have wanted in this first season as captain, maybe except for a Game 7 victory and a Stanley Cup on top of that. But either way, the guy had 92 points this previous season. He bested all the records for Canucks point scorers on defense and put himself up in the record books because of that too. And if you go over the breakdown of the Norris voting this season, Quinn Hughes was the number one guy with 172 first place votes, 17 second place votes, and 5 third place votes. You had Roman Josi, Cale Makar, and Adam Fox next up on the list in terms of points and in terms of first place votes. And then there were some other guys that were tossed around there too. Victor Hedman, Josh Morrissey, Gustav Forsling had a second place vote in there. So did Miro Heiskanen. And then if you scroll even further down, Rasmus Dahlin was at the very bottom with 3 points. Jacob Slavin, Charlie McAvoy, Ekholm, and Drew Doughty, a few extra guys there. Nobody else from Vancouver, but the one guy that did put himself in that running was Quinn. It's kind of funny because I think at the beginning of the season, particularly the first 2 months or so, when Filip Hronek was at the top of the NHL in points for defensemen as well, when he was just behind Quinn Hughes also as a top 5 D-man, I think at that point there could have started to be some Norris buzz, but as we all recognize, Filip Hronek fell off tremendously in the second half of the year. Hopefully he doesn't do that next season, but for Quinn, cue ball, this is it. Honestly, for me, as a Vancouver Canucks fan, ever since watching Quinn Hughes get drafted by the team at the 2018 NHL Draft, you could tell my reaction from that video. I was super excited, super happy to see the Vancouver Canucks select Quinn Hughes. And the funny part is, if you had told me back in 2018, hey, in 2024, this guy would win the Norris Trophy, I would have been like, yes, okay, that is amazing, that is expected out of this guy. He is so gosh darn talented that there's a reason I was jumping up and down in my room and yelling into the microphone when he had gotten drafted by Vancouver in the first place. Now, till the end of time, no matter what happens, Quinn Hughes will always have a Norris Trophy. He has his one. He doesn't even need to win it again for the rest of his career. He is already the best Vancouver Canucks defenseman of all time. He may have a chance to win it again the next few years, depending on how well Cale Makar is able to hold up. Honestly, the fact that Makar had such a down year compared to his standards, but still finished third place in Norris voting, kind of shows just how much of a grasp that player has on the rest of the NHL's defense capabilities. He is the GOAT of this generation's worth of D-men, so the fact that he had a down year, was still third in voting, and was still able to be recognized, that's going to be a big monster to dethrone if Quinn Hughes wants to win himself another Norris or another Norris or another Norris. I mean, the Norris is a weird one because you see a lot of guys win it overall. You don't usually see the same player win it multiple times in a sample. I feel like even though it is a voted on award, for some reason it feels like a lot of these voters tend to skew towards the direction of giving guys their due more so than just awarding the best defenseman. I mean, this year I'd say that they ended up doing it right. Quinn Hughes, I'd say, was the best D-man in the NHL, but because Quinn Hughes already has one, Who knows if that makes his chances next year and the year after that a lot more difficult to win it again. I guess he just has to lead the defense class in points once more. But either way, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the Vancouver Canucks Captain Quinn Hughes, cue ball, our I want it that way loving boy, and Huggy Bear himself winning the Norris trophy. He hugged Thatcher Demko on his way up, who ended up losing the Vezina to Connor Hellebuyck. That was pretty expected. But for Quinn, he ends up getting the big trophy to go along with the Jack Adams for Rick Tocchet, and the numerous nominations, Pedersen for the Bing, Demko for the Vezina, Patrick Allvin for GM of the Year. Lots of award-winning, award-contending seasons from this year's Vancouver Canucks. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this British Ashroll 9, and bye.